What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Hello? Hello? All right. Ooh, just waiting for people to get up in here. Difficulties. Hopefully they're all sorted out. All right. Goes in. What's up, Garuda? Sorry about the late start. Had some technical difficulty. What's good, my friend? Hello?
Can you hear me or not?
I can hear you. There we
Yes,
go.
I hear
Yeah,
you.
technical difficulties.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
That's why I'm getting started now.
Yeah. Hey, but Tico, for me right now it's 11 p.m., man. You wanna do a live
Yeah,
stream tomorrow? You and me?
yeah, definitely. What
Yeah?
time?
Uh, uh, can you send me an email? Then we talk about offline.
Okay, are you in Discord?
Yes.
I'll send you a link to my server.
Okay.
Like I can get that now. Here it goes. Where's my server at? Here. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Can you find me?
Yep. I didn't even try to look for you. I'm just going to post it in the chat. I'm going to post it in the live stream. Let's see here.
Okay.
There it goes. It's in the live stream now. Ooh. All right, all right, all right. I forgot about the private messages. Oh, okay. I could have just. I wish I'd had that before. Dang. So how was your day, Garuda?
Yeah, good man. Today I had a live stream with MTL. You know MTL?
MTL, yeah, Montreal.
Yeah, Montreal MGTOW. Yes, I had a live stream with him today, man. And actually,
I
that
sent
that
you
that was
a
my first
request.
live stream that I set up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I sent you a friend's request on Discord. There it goes.
Yes, I see. Yes.
Joined it. Okay, you joined the server. Nice. Okay, so now we got each other's contacts in that. Just trying to figure out what double as doing. We can get this started. Might as well get it started without him.
Yeah, I try to find. Can you send me a link to his channel because I typed in double I, but I cannot find his channel. You know.
You talk about this YouTube channel?
Yes.
Well, that's Lost Dad. That's why.
Okay. Yeah.
This
Yeah,
double ass channel is
I know
private.
how to. It's always pretty sucks if you trying to find something that, yeah, doesn't exist, man.
Yeah, that's usually how it works, sadly. Let's see here.
But do you have any specific topic
Get
oh
stuff
a
started here really
specific topic
quickly.
that you want to talk about with me tomorrow?
Well, pretty much doesn't matter. Me.
Yeah, man, because you know what it is. I just like to do a freestyle. I'm just gonna ask you yo, what's up, man? How was your day? And I'm down for whatever, you know.
Yeah. All right, cool. Where's double I at? Where the heck is double I at?
But yeah, tomorrow on what time you are available?
I'm free pretty much any time tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. Let's say about 5 p.m.
All
Are
right.
you in the US? Are you in the USA?
No, I'm in Albania.
Albania. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you are in Europe right now.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. What time now there?
It's about 11 something. 11, a little after 11.
11
After 11.
o'clock. Yeah, also in my country.
Let's see
What
here.
you
Let me start.
what you are doing in Albania? Just vacation?
Just visiting and checking up on a house.
Okay.
Let's see here. Where's double I at? What is goofy self? Not yet. What the heck, double I? Come on now. Okay, double I, you're getting on my nerves now.
Yeah, but for me right now it's also 11 o'clock in
Yeah,
the evening.
yeah, we're working on the same
So
time right
yeah,
now then.
I'm gonna leave this stream, man, because but for tomorrow, like 5 p.m. Is that okay?
Okay, that's cool.
Okay. Yeah, I talk to you on Discord. I just sent you a link to StreamYard. Then is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. Before we're gonna start this stream, I want to tell you one thing. With me, you can tell me everything, man. I don't care opinions. With me, you can go really really deep. Just say what you want to say.
Okay, cool.
Okay, man. I talk to you tomorrow then. Okay.
All right, talk to you later.
Okay. Take care, man. Bye bye.
Bye. Dang, what is going on? Freaking stupid. All right, cool. Let's see here. 12 minutes of silence, and I haven't really said much. I'm trying to organize people and get people in here. Sorry about that. I had technical difficulties. I'm running late. All I'm lonely underscore. There we go. Got him. Um, Sean. All right, cool. What's going on? Let's see here. So I sent out. All right. Sorry about that. Basically, what this live stream is going to be about is I wanted to address a growing problem that I had a problem with when it comes to women when they talk about how most of the people who do horrific things and crimes are men. The thing that everybody seems to always miss in those arguments is kind of like how the cops do when when they want to go back and look in somebody's future past and stuff like that and dig up their past misdeeds and stuff like that. The thing that they forget to realize is they don't go back and look at the root cause of the whole entire thing and why they acted the way they acted and stuff along the lines of that and how they became the person that they are today. The problem with a lot of those is I've noticed, especially like serial killers and um, mass shooters. Uh, Only one mass shooter was not raised by a single mother. The rest were raised by single mothers. So that's usually an underlying root cause on why people do the things that they do. I actually made a video about this, and the thing about that is people tend to people tend to forget about stuff like that, or people are so short-sighted and they don't really think about things like that. Stuff along the lines of that, for the most part. Um, the problem that I have with the whole entire thing is that we never really addressed the problem or never really addressed the root cause, because if we did, it would point back to women. And it's funny how all these people say, well, all these men that did all these horrific things in the world, all these men that did all these horrific, most of these men, I would say about 90 to 95% of the men who did horrific things in the world were literally raised by single mothers. Let that sink in. Had they had a father in their life, they probably wouldn't have went on to do some crazy shit that they did, basically. But unfortunately, they did, and it sucks. And that's the sad part about it. Um, but nobody ever really wants to address that problem, and nobody ever wants to really look at it because it paints women in a bad light, and it sucks, but it's so true. We want to praise all these women for all this craziness, but at the same time, the craziness that happens in the world is because of women. It's sad, but it's so true. And I don't mean it to be mean, but I'm sorry, but if a bunch of kids are raised by a single mother, there's a problem with that. And if all these kids are doing crazy shit because they were raised by single mothers, there's an underlying problem with being raised by a single mother for the most part. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying, shit like that, but it's just the fact that people don't seem to always want to or follow the, how they say, money trail, or follow the trail back to the source. They always want to gloss over the source and say, well, obviously it's something else, or obviously it can't be this. Well, it is this, and it sucks. But the problem is, though, we as a society have to learn to actually look at the elephant in the room. And the sad part about that, most of the men who did horrific things in this whole entire world were raised by single mothers. Herein lies the rub with me. The faster we figure this out, the better off we can be as human beings. Unfortunately, unfortunately, we suck at it. We don't want to address it. We want to sweep it under the rug. And we want to pretend and look the other way and pretend like this shit's not happening, and a reasoning behind it. It's funny how, like, when when a mass shooter wants to shoot up the place, and then like they want to look back at his history, but they gloss over the fact that he was raised by a single mother. But they want to look at, oh well, he was troubled. Well, he was making all these posts. Well, he was doing this on Facebook. He was doing this on Twitter. He was doing this on that. No, no, no. Go back to the fact that he was raised by a single mother. How come we keep missing that? That's the sad part. Like, they said all this other stuff about Dylan Ruth, but they glossed over the fact that he was raised by a single mother. They said all this stuff about the Virginia Tech shooter, but they glossed over the fact that he was raised by a single mother. The same goes for that nightclub, the gay nightclub shooter. They glossed over the fact that he was raised by a single mother. Let that shit sink in. Let that shit swirl around in your head like a fine glass of wine. And that's the sad society that we live in today, where nobody wants to look at the underlying problem or the root cause problem for why we have the shit that we do and why we're going through the shit that we're going through. It's sad, but it's the reality of today. And we just have to suck it up because nobody's going to change it. And it's going to suck. And it's going to hurt to do a reflection. That's why I always say sometimes you got to look at yourself before you start looking at other people. Or what's that one saying about point at yourself before you fix, or as Jordan Peterson say, clean your own room before you try to start cleaning the world or fix the world, basically, or fix your own life before you try to start fixing the whole entire world. I mean, just stuff like that. And it just bothers me how we actually do stuff like that and we just gloss over stuff like that. And it sucks. Nobody should have to live like that, but we do. And we glorify young men living in this situation, which really sucks. A young man shouldn't live in this situation because he ends up in prison. He ends up a criminal. He ends up having psychological problems. Well, that goes for both girls and men, boys. I mean, when they're raised by single mothers. Hell, single girls raised by single mothers end up being 16 and pregnant and shit. It's just stuff like that, or younger and pregnant. It's like, why? Why do we have to live in this society? Why do we have to deal with these underlying causes? Why do we have to deal with these root causes for bullshit when we shouldn't have to do it? It makes no damn sense to me on why we're doing this shit. And that bothers me to no end. When people can do stuff like that and we can gloss over moms acting like they're doing a great job raising children, but they're turning out really, really bad human beings. Hell, I always talk about the 10%, this 10% of the sick people in the world. 10%, they're literally raised by single mothers. There's sick, savage people that you see were raised by single mothers. Some of the most sickest, most vilest, most ignorantest, most foulest people in the whole entire world. Let it be rapists or let it be serial killers, let it be mass shooters, let it be uh, pedophiles. They're raised by single mothers, or they're raised in a house where the dad is always working and he's never home. Either way, the dad's never really present at the time. This is the society we live in. The question is, how can we fix it or address it and make it better? What can we do to make it a better society for the most part? That's the problems that I have with this whole entire society. But nonetheless, like we gotta definitely do something about that. Like I think, matter of fact, I'm willing to go as far as to say Hitler. Hitler was raised by a single mother. I believe Hitler was raised by a single mother. I could be wrong. I'm gonna have to go double check that, but I think I read that somewhere that he was raised by a single mother. Let that shit sink in. So for women always go pointing like, well, men do all this craziness. Well, you set men up for failure when you raise them as single mothers. You set children up for failure when you raise them as single mothers. That's just fucking facts. Like I said, the faster we get through this, the better off we'll all be. And nobody wants to sort this shit out. Nobody wants to address this stuff. And that's the sad reality of today. Why is it that we never want to address the root cause or the root problem? It's like we don't want to reflect on ourselves or point out the fact that, a certain segment of people are messing up really, really badly. Why does it have to be like that? Why do children have to suffer this badly? Because it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what the woman says, the children are suffering the most. Those are the silent voices that we don't get to hear because they're being taken advantage of by the system and their own mother. It's the reason why we have teen girl runaways because of single mothers. It's the reason why we have homelessness. Hell, homelessness, the single mother pretty much set them up for failure. That's just fucking facts. But I digress on that one. Since nobody's coming into the live stream, I guess I'll just talk about various topics and stuff like that. If anybody is watching that wanna, you know, bring up post a topic in the comment section, I'll be happy to address that too. But another topic that I'm going to talk about is on the topic of women. Is I've always found it funny how they. I don't really find it funny how they don't self-reflect. It's more or less the fact that they women work on survival instincts. They basically work on their raw biology, survival instincts. So when they see something and they think it's going to fail, they're automatically ready to jump ship for the most part. That's the sad part about women. That's reality of women. They will jump ship on you if they think you're failing. The sad part about that is when it looks like you're failing and they jump ship, but then you start rising, they'll try to come back. Never let a woman come back. Let her keep let her ass swing away from you to a next branch. Or cut the branch off so she can't swing back to you for the most part. That's how I look at it. So any woman that leaves you when it looks like you're in your time of lows, or when that can't weather the storm with you, never let her swing back. Cut that tree down so she can't swing back to you. Cut all the branches off the damn tree so she can't swing back. But yeah, it's just stuff like that that bothers me, and that bothers me to no end. And other great stuff like that. Oh man, Yam's jumping in nice. But yeah, never let a woman swing back. Never let a woman swing back into your life if she leaves you in your time of need. She just showed you that she's not a diehard person, or she's not a reliable person for the most part. Do I blame women? No, it's their animal instinct to do so, to better themselves and protect themselves no matter what. However, most times that instinct actually gets them messed up or gets them into jams that they don't want to be in normally. And it
Hmm.
sucks. So they try to swing back to you or come back to you for the most part, like a boomerang. Don't let them come back. Throw that boomerang back. Or in the famous words of was it Two Chains? Throw that bitch back like a frisbee. What's up, Yam?
Yeah, what's up?
What's up? Yeah, I
Oh,
got started
I was
late.
just listening just to jump off the, yeah, just off to jump off the what you just said right there. It's kind of like awkward when if they were to come back, because it's just like you don't really. It didn't go well the first time, so like why should you think it's gonna go well the second time?
Even, and the sad part about that is, don't even buy into her. It was a mistake. I made a mistake. Yeah, no, it's a bad mistake. You got to live with that mistake now.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing, because if you really are in need, it's definitely clear to see. Oh, and why would they leave? Why would they ever leave you hanging? You know.
Yeah, true.
Damn. Yeah, sorry, kind of got started late. I'm just trying to make sure that my audio is all good, because I don't want to like over talk or anything. Just gotta.
You're fine.
I just have to use that. I just have to use the microphone on my what I'm streaming this on, instead of like buying a headset or something like
You're fine. I got started late myself, so you're fine. Trust me.
that.
A lot of technical difficulties, so that was my problem that I ran into.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad. I just finished Jedi Fallen Order, and so I'm just like exploring the world a little bit while I'm doing this. And it's like funny, they make it so that you can still go back and explore 100% of the world after, and it's like a gift that keeps on giving. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's it. That's funny as heck how that works.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I still get to walk around. I always hate in games where they like you finish the campaign and it's like an open world game, but then they like don't let you walk around and explore after. That's just shitty. They're like, oh, really? Now you got to just start the game from from the beginning, and like just to get access to the open world again.
Yeah, that sucks. That definitely sucks. Oh
Mm-hmm.
man, I need a vacation.
I think Double I's coming on though, so that's good.
Yeah, he's
Double,
late because the plane came in late, which I'm not
yeah.
shocked about because our plane arrived late.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I even sent True Sherman a link. I sent lonely underscore link too. I was started late because of technical difficulties, but yeah, nonetheless. Um,
Mm.
oh man, I need a vacation. Man,
Did I tell you Double I and I are going to go to Las Vegas?
yeah, I heard about that. He was telling me something about that. I was cracking up.
Yeah. I used to. My grandparents used to live in Vegas, so I know a thing or two about it.
Lonely underscores joining in like a couple minutes. Yep.
Nice.
Nice. We'll have lonely underscore on in a few minutes, and double I after he picks up picks up the Caribbean chick from the airport. He gets home, he'll be on too. I sent True Sherm one. Oh, I forgot to send Dennis one. Damn. All about Dennis. He's probably trolling somebody right now. Might as well pull him away from trolling. Because I'm a jerk like that. Uh, uh, there it goes. Okay, cool. Oh, man. Who else do I need? Oh, man. Oh, man. So how was your day? Yum. Yum. Yum got disconnected already. Dang. Yeah,
Wait, no, you can't. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I was about to say, wait a minute. You're there, but you're not there.
It was fun. I got up early, like my early since I'm on vacation. I got up early,
Got up early.
and
Nice.
I went to brunch for my stepdad's birthday. It was really fun.
That's good to hear. That's
I
definitely
had
good to
like
hear.
I had like this breakfast burrito, and I like threw some avocado on there, and the sauce that they had. Oh, it was delicious. It was. I was like not even paying attention to what people were talking about. I was just enjoying the shit out of that burrito.
Yeah.
Mhm. There was
That
this
is.
fun. It was funny because everybody at my table noticed it. Like across the dining room, we saw this bunch of girls, and they were like the woo girls. They were like woo, like they were just going ham on some mimosas and going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Then these like two guys show up, and then the one guy goes over the table and he's talking to them, but you could tell, like we could tell all at at our table that he was just flexing, like he was just flexing his guns as bit, like he was like holding the table, leaning over, and the way his arm was down, he was just like you could tell he was just flexing so hard, and we just were laughing, but we didn't like let him know. We were just like everyone noticed that he was just really, really making those guns look big for all the ladies at the table.
Yeah. Hey, that's some simpery shit right there.
I know. And he like was leaning over, and all the girls were like, "Woo!" Oh, it was ridiculous.
Dang. What questions? You said you're gonna write down some questions for this live stream.
Oh yeah. I guess I can bring those up right now. Let me go into my notes. I was just really chilling and feeling it out. Wait until some other people. I just wanted to get my seat, you know. That was most important.
Thoughts on Stefan Molyneux? My thoughts. How about you? You start first. You know who Stefan Molyneux is?
Yeah, me?
Yeah, you start first.
Uh,
Han Solo asked that question.
oh, I used to listen to him like a lot before I really got red pilled, because I thought that he like really paced out everything that he was dissect all the topics in like a really nice orderly fashion, and that was like really interesting to me at first, but then I kind of fell off.
Gotcha. My thoughts on Stefan Molyneux is he's not my cup of tea, but he does have some good points sometimes. Um, I could take him in like bite size servings for the most part, like because like I can't watch a whole entire video of him or stuff along the lines of that, but so I could take him in bite size servings, which is a problem. Um, that's my thoughts on him for the most part. That's
Yeah.
pretty much all I really got on him. I mean, he's a very smart person, and he has points for when points. He has points when they need to be dressed and stuff like that. But as far as him being my cup of tea, he's not my cup of tea. He's not my cup of tea.
I would have to agree with that. I was just writing them down about a month ago, just a bunch of MGTOW red pill content creators that I listened to, and so I got like I had some smaller channels in there and some bigger channels too. Like, did you ever hear of Duzangs and Games?
Huh?
Duzangs and Games.
Vaguely.
Yeah, that one was that was a guy that I watched. He was he had like a really consistent intro. It was really funny. Or like J Dog MGTOW, where he would do stuff like women hitting the wall, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I like that type of stuff. Dang, the heck was that? Man. Dang. I'm trying to think of any other questions? And Hans, I sent you a link to jump in if you want in. Where's PJ? I'm trying to think. One of the one of the things I wanted to talk about, since you ain't bringing up your questions there, Yam. um, Another thing I wanted to talk about is how another thing I wanted to talk about is how Lonely
Hey
underscore in the
guys,
house. What's up?
not much.
Another thing I wanted to talk about is or what do you want to talk about there, Lonely underscore since you're in now?
Well, what's the topic? What are y'all talking about? I just Just join randomly.
There's really no topics. I just talk about various things that come up.
Oh, so y'all didn't have a conversation going on?
We had one. I was talking
Well,
about.
I literally just joined.
I was talking about one before everybody joined, since to kill time for everybody joined, about single mothers and stuff like that, and how a lot of devout people in the world that do the craziest stuff are raised by single mothers for the most part. And I was talking about the rhetoric of women always saying men always do all these bad things, but nobody ever addresses the underlying cause, that the fact that they were raised by a single mother.
Yeah.
Because we always talk about how the mass shooters are so bad because they're men, but we skip over the fact that only one of them was not raised by a single mother. All the rest were raised by single mothers.
Yeah. I actually remember you guys were talking about other live stream with True Sherm, and that's like that is true. It is the single mothers that they do mess kids up.
Yeah, and the sad part about that is like they don't just mess up the boys, they mess up the women too, because then you run into like pregnant girls that under 15 and up,
underage,
into like runaway girls that have
I'm actually like a living example. Like my mom was single and she had 5 kids, and I'm pretty much doing the best. Well, I am the oldest. But I have a brother who's like a couple years younger than me. He's been in prison for literally a few years now. And I miss him, but he didn't want to listen, or So like I understand, because like my mom wasn't really the best example. I took more off of my grandparents. That's how I came out more different.
Better. Yeah, because I was actually raised in a two-parent household too.
My grandparents saved me.
Right.
I was raised in a two-parent household too. I was raised by my grandparents in Costa Rica.
I was lucky at that, because I've seen some bad grandparents too, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I was lucky. I'm surprised my sisters, because I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers. Like, I'm surprised my sisters aren't pregnant, because they're not really like the role models either. They're not like a good. I'm the only me and my youngest brother, we're like the only 2 that, and like we were like bullied pretty much by the rest of the family because we were so different. Like I barely connected with my family. I was kept to myself. We were like treated differently, and he's like that too, because he's a gamer, and he has a dream. He wants to be a police officer. So like that's why I don't like when y'all be talking shit on police officers, because like I know cool police officers. Like I know cool, and my brother want to be a police officer. I don't want him to be in an environment where people just hate him just because he's a police officer. They're like, they can't trust him.
I don't actually hate police officers. I'm
not saying you, but
there's some good ones. And
I really want. I asked Mr. Hate Vicious, can he join? But it's something he make police officers seem so fucking bad. Like that's why I want him to join so I can talk to him. I don't want to say this kind of stuff behind his back. But I asked him to join. But like I hear other guys just like that too. They just act like all police officers are bad just because there's some bad ones. They're like all of them are bad. Is my mic too loud? Because my thing look loud as hell. Is it too loud?
It's not the fact that
I can turn it down.
I think
it's just that that's another part of what you as an individual person with the skin color you have fight like back against, is being a target for that kind of entity like the police.
But that's stupid. I'm a minority. I don't look white or anything. I look like a minority, and I've never been assaulted. It's just 'cause I don't do dumb shit. I don't sag. I don't look like a thug. I don't look like because if you look like a thug, of course I'm gonna be watching your ass, because there's a big chance.
The problem with that though is there's a lot of the problem with that lowly underscore. There's a lot of black people who don't dress like thugs that actually get picked on by the police.
I never hear that shit, because I hung with black friends too. None of us been assaulted by police, and we're all kind of the same.
Well, no, not assaulted.
I do know people who were.
People get harassed.
Yeah, we never. We never. When I say we never,
I'm not denying that.
A cop never even talked to us. I never even spoke to a cop unless something had bad happened to her. Because there was one time I did live in the hood for like a couple, 2 years. We did have to call the cops. I think that's bullshit. I think people just want to make excuses. I don't care what nobody says.
I'm actually a good example of actually bad shit happening. Bad cops always.
Well, you're the only person I know who's not like a thug who's been like that. Because anybody I hear, even the YouTubers I watch who who are black and conservatives for the most part, they never complain about being harassed by cops ever.
Well,
like I never hear well-spoken people harassed.
You normally don't. That's the thing. You just let it go. Like a good example of that is
I just hear thugs.
Example of that is I got stopped in my car like twice in one day.
See, that's rare. Like I never hear that. But I don't hear it from like more well-spoken black people or more conservative type guys. I only literally hear it from like thugs.
Was actually harassed by the cops trying to get into his own house because I'm
not saying don't
locked himself out.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that looks suspicious as hell. There's no
pulled over by the police on a regular
basis. That still looks suspicious. Huh? If you get locked inside your house and you're trying to break into your own house, that still looks suspicious. How the cops supposed to know that's your house?
His neighbors called on him, though.
His neighbors called him? Okay, that's the neighbors' fault. How's it the cops' fault? That's not the cops' fault.
But the sad part about it, the cop actually beat him up and physically roughed him up, though. The cop actually stepped over.
It doesn't matter. That's not the point, though. The point is, we're talking about police. We're not talking about his neighbors. We're talking about police.
Well, no.
I never see
the cop actually overstepped his boundaries by actually putting his hands on him. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
If you see a nigga break into a house, if you don't know the context, you're allowed to take some action. He didn't kill the guy, so be happy that happened. I don't think if he would have killed the guy, I would have been kind of angry about that. And but like he just beat him up from breaking into a house. Okay, so it sucks, but it's not the cop's fault.
The thing about that is like Chris
Rock is too loud though. Is my mic?
No, it's the thing
that is my mic too loud? Is my mic too loud?
No.
Does it seem too loud? Because my little bubble thing is big.
The problem with that whole entire thing with cops is people get pulled over on a regular basis by cops. Chris Rock says he gets pulled over 3 times a week by cops.
I think some of these guys be lying. Because who gets pulled over that many times?
I get pulled over twice a week.
Every week?
Yep, every week. I get pulled over twice a week in my car.
Depending on what vehicle I drive, I'm going to have to call bullshit. I'm going to have to call bullshit on that. Every week.
That's the sad part about it.
Every week.
The sad part about it is I have my car searched and everything. And that's the sad part.
Again, you live in Pennsylvania, so I kind of do believe it now. It's like 99% white people.
Yeah, and it's like so like shit like this happens on a regular basis. Hell, not to
the average person.
I actually got pulled over and I got accused of stealing my own car. This is why I drive Toyotas all the damn time, and I don't always drive my luxury car because every time I drive my luxury car, I get pulled over like a motherfucker, like it's going out of style. It's sad, but it happens. And it's sad when you don't want to drive your vehicle because you don't want to be pulled over by the police.
What?
But one thing I can say about police, I'm not bashing police. The one thing I can say about police is every time I did something wrong, I got the coolest. I even made a video about this. I get the coolest police in the whole entire world. Whenever I don't do nothing wrong, I get the most ignorant, dickish police in the whole entire world. That's the sad part. Like a good example is I'm a speeder. I'm a habitual speeder. Okay, cool. Whenever I get pulled over by the cops, he's the coolest, calmest person in the whole entire world. And half the time, he lets me off. Well, more than half the time, he lets me off because I make him laugh. But the minute I'm doing something like walking down the street or, in a store or leaving a gas station in a neighborhood that, there's not too many black people in, I get pulled over by the police. Or if I'm driving my nice car, I get pulled over by the police. It's the reality of it, and they treat me like shit, and they treat me like they're jerks to me, and it's sad. But like I said, most of my interactions with police have been good ones. But there's always this offset that I'm going to get this bad one whenever I'm not doing anything wrong. And the sad part about that is, unless I'm speeding, I do nothing wrong.
I think it's just important to know when you're violating the law and know when your rights are being like infringed, and then just go from there. Because as long as you have knowledge of what's going on, they can't really take advantage of you. If you don't know what's going on and you show like any signs of weakness, they'll capitalize.
Who are you, guy? Who are you talking right now?
What's happened to me?
Oh, this is me. Yeah, I was talking.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wait, what's your name? I don't know you.
Yeah.
Or the other guy with the camera.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
what's
man,
your
that's Han.
That's
Han, this is
Han.
lonely
Yeah.
underscore. Lonely underscore. This is Han.
Oh, Hans.
That's Hans.
Hans Cancelo.
Yeah.
What's up, Han? What's up, Yam? How y'all doing?
Hola.
The problem
I'm doing very well.
The problem with the whole entire thing, what I was trying to say was there was an incident where I actually was driving my car and I got pulled over by the police, and he found nothing wrong. My car came back to me. Everything was registered. My insurance was good. Everything was fine. This idiot actually broke my tail light.
That sucks.
He broke it
He gave me a
himself.
citation for my tail light being broken.
Wow.
That really sucks. He's an asshole.
Yeah. So these are the people
But I
actually,
true my heart believe most.
I run into.
But you never hear about the good stuff. Like there's this guy I watch named Amazing Lucas. He do stories on like incidents where people end up because the only people that get reported are the black people. Anytime a black person is killed by a cop, he does he talks about it. But he also started this new thing. We talk about good stuff that police did. Like there was a black guy whose car broke down, and then there was a cop who was going to give him a ticket, but instead of giving him, because it was a broken tail light, and then his car broke down the street or whatever, and then the cop gave him a ride to his job interview, and he got the job thanks to the cop. So he does stories like that too, because all we hear is about bad stuff, and that's what I really hate, even if it's true. But all y'all talk about is bad stuff. About the police, and then when the majority of police officers are good, if the majority were bad,
yeah, I don't think I've.
But like the majority of, but like I mean, overall, like every time I hear people talk about cops, the only reason I brought it up because I was talking about my siblings, how I was raised with a single mom and stuff, and my brother wanted to be a police officer. But I hear some MGTOW people or just people in general always act like every cop is bad, or the majority, and that's not true. If that was the case, we would live in a really shitty society. This would be like fucking China and shit. You would just you would be thrown in jail for saying cops suck, or you would be dead for saying that a cops suck. You can do that in America because cops aren't that fucking bad.
Why they got pulled over, or why we're getting arrested in this hell, the one nurse.
And most of the times the people get pulled over would be wrong.
Huh?
Most times the people get pulled over and all like you be catching on camera, and I mean all these videos you see that go viral, and they're like, "Why are you arresting him? Because he's black, and then you look at the backstory, just everybody call it racism as soon as the video come out.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about black people being done wrong. I'm talking about white people that have been done wrong by the police officer.
It happens to everybody. I just don't think the cops are that bad at all. I think the majority
there
are
some
great.
bad cops.
And there's
not
some
all
shitty.
Cops are bad.
Yeah,
that's my thoughts on it.
That's what every race, every group of people there is. Every group, no matter what race, what job you have, what profession, there's always good and there's always bad. But it's majority. I believe the majority of people in general are, at least decent.
Yeah, I would say majority of people are at least decent. Yeah. But the majority of people are at least decent people. A large chunk of them are good people. I would say
they're immoral though.
Like 20% of them are bad people.
A lot of people are immoral. I will say that.
But they're decent people on the outside.
Yeah, they're good people that follow laws and shit.
There's people that follow the law, but there's also people that follow the law and get screwed all the damn time.
Yeah.
That's just a part of the life isn't fair. It's still a dog eat dog world. You got to remember that. You can't just. But what time is it?
I have no problem with that. There definitely is a dog eat dog world. What I was going to say about the single mother thing.
Yeah,
my sister on my mom's side. My sister on my mom's side is actually raised by a single mother. She actually went nowhere.
Oh, I could barely even hear you, Hans.
Turn up your mic, Hans.
Well, what you say?
Who, me?
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
I was going to say my sister was actually raised by a single mother. I actually got the joy of being raised by my grandparents, my dad's side. And my sister actually is like a failure to launch. She actually never left home. She's never lived by herself until my mother died, basically. So she's always lived with my mother. And she's about like 2 years younger than me. And like she's always lived with her mother. She's always lived at home with her mother until my mother died recently. She died last year in I think it was August. And that's the only time my sister's ever been by herself, not living with my mother, because I don't think she really can, because she suffers from like a lot of depression, and she takes antidepressants and stuff like that, and she suffers a lot. And that's just the trappings of being raised by a single mother. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's always going to be that one outlier, one or two outliers that get raised by a single mother that go on to do good. But then, like, 1 out of 2 of those outliers end up fucking up their own chances of actually doing good and bettering themselves. Whereas the other one, he'll go on and you'll never hear about that person at all.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, but you'll hear about the one that fucked up, that did murders or got the NBA career and then, like, you know, end up like committing suicide, or got the NBA career, end up like overdosing or shooting up a place, or, you know, doing something stupid for the most part. Hence the NFL right now, while they're like, they got a bunch of people wife beating, accused of rape, but, you know, we want to villainize Michael Vick for dogfighting, but we got a bunch of wife beaters, child abusers, and rapists.
But dogfighting is still shitty. I don't support no dogfighting. Hell no. That's still really shitty to me.
But at the same time, though, it seems like we pick and choose what we want to be upset with. Like, we watched a dude literally beat the shit out of his wife on an elevator and drag her off the elevator like she was garbage. And nobody
even hitting on him too. She was hitting on him. Well, at least that's what I heard. I don't really pay attention.
Well, yes,
I told you before.
Though, he didn't have to hit her that damn hard, though.
Man, I thought you said equality.
I'm all about equality.
I thought you said equality.
But like,
not that bitch out.
That was overkill.
Yeah, right. You might as well have brought some.
He didn't have to Mike Tyson
put on some boxing gloves
or something like that.
Yeah, right.
You have to go Mike Tyson punch out on her ass, and it's just stuff like that that just makes me like. Then you have Ben Roethlisberger accused of a bunch of rape. He's paying off women till this day.
Wow.
But nobody even bats an eye.
Hey, did y'all hear about Tokyo? The Tokyo Olympic Games 2020. They're banning all like forms of protest. Like, you know how like football players kneel on their knees and shit. Mm-hmm. They're banning all that. If you do that, your team's gonna be banned from ever coming to Tokyo 2020 Olympics. And that just made my fucking day, because we're like, yes, Japan is keeping it real, because nobody a lot of people stopped watching. Like, I don't watch football to begin with. I don't really care about sports, but a lot of people stop liking sports because that's a pastime. You do that to enjoy yourself. You don't watch sports for fucking political commentary. I used to like rap, but all these rappers are such betas and fucking leftists. I hate when they talk politics. So some stuff you should just keep politics out. So the fact that Japan is doing that made me happy.
I agree 100% on that.
Oh, what's up, Double I?
Double I in the house. On no
How's it going, gentlemen? Just getting back from the airport.
Almost didn't see you at the bottom of there.
What the hell is that? What's your profile picture? What is that, like corn or something? Pineapple cheese?
That's mango chunks.
Oh, I was like, what the hell? Yeah, no, I used to think SpongeBob. I thought SpongeBob when I was a kid, when I was like fucking 5 or 6. I used to think SpongeBob was a block of cheese.
I believe it.
No, he looked like
he looked like cheese.
I didn't know what a sponge was. I didn't know what a sponge was. I thought he was cheese. I thought he was a girl too. I thought he was a girl cheese because his voice.
I thought he was girl too. Yeah, his voice did throw me off there. Definitely.
Isn't the woman that actually, or the person that does SpongeBob's voice actually a girl?
I think so.
No, it's Tom Kenny. It's a dude. It's Tom. Tom Kenny, I think it's his name.
It's Tom Kenny? I thought it was a girl. Yeah, I thought it was a girl. Sorry.
A lot of cartoon characters are voiced by girls. So like Ash Ketchum for Pokemon, that's a girl.
Naruto is
Naruto.
A female. Isn't One Piece? No,
I got a Naruto tattoo.
Luffy, I think Luffy is.
I got a Naruto tattoo.
Pikachu is a girl. I just didn't. Couldn't tell.
Pikachu.
The Pikachu from like the movie.
Timmy Turner.
The movie.
Timmy Turner.
Timmy Turner's a female too.
Yeah, I know.
It is,
I hated that show, Timmy Turner. Oh my god.
Oh, how could you double? That was my shit.
Always giving him commands. Hey, twerk.
I hated that show because of his sister. The sister was just the most annoying thing. I felt like Timmy Turner
That was his
needed to
sister.
put.
Dumb nigga. That was Vicky. That wasn't. Vicky was his babysitter. You idiot.
Oh, excuse me.
They do look alike though.
He doesn't know. He was just for. He was just
Excuse me.
he said like, here, chill.
All right. Yeah. Put the
Oh,
COL
man.
away.
Parents fear.
Put
Yeah,
the
COL.
But
Man,
yeah,
I remember when I was a kid.
Jimmy Neutron, were the kids of America, and then it was like
I
Sheeny
wanted
and
to
Carl.
fuck his mom.
Oh
Oh,
man.
good lord.
Yeah.
I wanted to fuck
You went too
Jimmy's
far
mom.
now.
Oh
You
no.
I was a kid, nigga. I was like 10. I was a kid.
10. 10. You wanted Jimmy's mommy?
Dude, when I was 10,
Man,
I was looking at like High School Musical, like, oh, she bad.
Oh, right.
Oh, good lord.
No.
Dude,
That was more like when I was like 12.
Ashley
When I
Tisdale.
was 10,
Oh my god,
Farrah
yes.
Fawcett. Farrah Fawcett.
I used to like Miley Cyrus back then too. When she was pretty, like when Miley Cyrus had long, like that red hair. I just like her.
Yeah, now she looks
She
like
looked
a
ugly.
Yeah, she's a boy now.
Her and Katy Perry. Like, what the fuck happened? What's up with this lesbian hair?
Hey, it's a new thing now. It is a new thing
Man,
now.
I swear.
I had technical difficulties trying to start this damn thing.
Any of y'all to video games?
Hello?
Yep.
Oh.
Do y'all
That
play
reminds
video games?
me, I got to pick up my PSN card. I'm thinking about getting back on a GTA
Yeah, you should
5.
get that. You should get that shit.
I know if I get it, I'm going to want to play it because I'm not going to want to waste the money.
Right.
And then
Well,
it's
I
a
do it all
Wait,
the
does
time.
my microphone work? Oh, it does.
it's
Okay.
a horrible cycle. It's a horrible cycle, right? You get it, then you got to play it because if you don't play it, you're not using, the value of the card. But then
Obviously,
you're playing it, you're wasting a whole lot of time. So you're like paying to waste time.
But I don't think that there's nothing wrong with that because
I know
you have to do
I
that
know.
sometimes to remain the same.
But if you have the time to spend to do that, then that's a
then
good
you
way
should
of
be doing
wasting
it
your time.
every second of the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
just
playing
don't play video games and then watch a movie and then do all of that in one day. Like if you got a day off of work, because like that's the same thing as watching a movie. You spend money to waste time then, or going to the club, or doing
that's
anything.
just it. I don't go
waste
watch
time.
movies. I have fun. I have fun doing things that other people just don't think is fun. Like take for instance,
That's fine.
going out on my Segway, like going out on a Segway ride or something like that in the middle of nowhere or in the middle of everywhere.
That's the same thing as like going on vacation, like when everybody else is going on vacation in the holidays, opposed to going on vacation on in the middle of the busy, not the busy, like the shoulder season. It's always better to go when everybody else is back at work, because when everybody else is out of work, you can make money.
You got the whole place to yourself.
Essentially, yeah. But I just think it's funny how people just decide to stop working when everyone else stops, and then like they basically put themselves in line with what everybody else is doing instead of finding interests that like move you into a more convenient time where you can actually relax and just reflect on everything else that you've done in life, like all your accomplishments and shit. Then you're more I feel like it makes you more thankful for the work that other people do too. So you just work better with others, and you work for yourself, so that you can reward yourself when everybody else is like back at work.
Have you ever been on a cattle farm?
No, but I've been team roping. I've been on a pecan farm. I saw a quarter horse once.
How do you control a cow?
I did. I saw a quarter horse and I saw a pecan farm.
I thought you said you've seen a border war. Wait,
Oh
How do you
no!
control
You said how do you control what? A what?
a cow? How do you control a cow or cattle?
With your hips and your thighs?
No,
No.
you can't. They're stubborn, right? You can't make a cow do anything. They're gonna do what they want to do. They got their own head, their brain.
Well, the main thing about them, that's why they call them herding, because it's easier to get them to do what you want them to do when they're all in a herd, because they'll
Right.
basically just follow the herd.
Exactly.
Yeah, just follow the crowd, right? Yeah,
So
exactly.
essentially, look at vacationing as a construct. Holidays create a facade of that vacation holiday bonus type of situation, right? So when someone takes a vacation around the holidays, that's kind of where the system wants you to take a vacation. They're herding you into that vacation hole. So you know how some people mark off their vacation days like year in advance or so?
Yeah. hmm They
Because
don't
they're
pick like a
trying to.
random time out of the year to do it. They like say, "All right, well, I'll just enjoy. I'll work and then I'll enjoy myself like
Right.
around Christmas time."
So you notice how some of the holidays fall on near weekends, but not on weekends. But some holidays fall on weekends. But most of the major ones fall like on a Thursday or the Monday or the Tuesday or something like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
Right. So essentially, they want you to use the holiday day off with your vacation day off and spend your money during that time. So it's a construct during that time. You notice all the prices get jacked up during that time, but everybody wants to use their holidays during that time. So they want to use the money and just blow it during that time. You get it?
Right. Yeah.
It's part of that construct.
hmm Yeah.
So
Then
when
they're
you
back to work. So now they're like now they're working to make up for all that stuff that they did over
precisely,
time.
precisely. So you're now back on the rolling mill, so to speak. And so as lonely underscore, as you say, and you guys were saying, how can you take advantage of your time? And you said something about going when people are not there, when they're not on vacation. You're absolutely right. When they're on a work day. Why? Because on a regular work day, prices are back to normal. There's nobody around, like fuck on a Wednesday in the middle of the day of the work day, you're not going to find anybody in the regular streets. It's either going to be tourists or whatever. So if it's not a touristy spot and you got to get shit done, a weekday is like the best day to do it because nobody's around to do it. Or weekday would be the best day to take a day off because there's nobody around to take advantage of your park, your walkway. You don't have to deal with them or whatever.
Yeah.
Plus, it's cheaper for you.
Or if it's on a Friday night and it's just dead, like most people wouldn't even consider going out.
Dude, that is very odd on a Friday night. And I don't know if any of you guys have observed any of this in your cities and towns and places of your corner of the woods. Maybe someone in chat wants to throw up there your recollection if you think about it as we're speaking on this. But when you go out on a Friday night nowadays compared to a Friday night, say maybe 5 years ago, what's the difference? What have you noticed? Because what I noticed, because I went out last night, and going out last night, I was in complete shock because it was like 8 o'clock in the evening. Yes, it was dark. It was kind of cold, but at the beach, on the pier, the place should have been packed. People should have been bouncing off the walls, drunk, eating in the establishments and everything like that. People should have been just hanging out, but I didn't see any of that. It was just like empty streets, plenty of parking, which very odd. Maybe everyone ran out of money in their holidays and now this is like rebound time. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird because I think like even like people who are like 18, 19, 20, they still kind of have that time to go out because they have curfew usually later. But I mean that time 8 o'clock, you'd expect more people to be out there. I just know from experience, like most people get off of work at like 8 or 9, and then they go and they party until like 11, 12, like when they get off of work. even so, as we were leaving there, that pier that we were at, it just seemed like no one was really around except people who were like just in town or from that town. Like there was no tourists, not really any, it was just dead. But I think I actually my personal experience, like I usually go out much later, so I don't know. I usually end up out at when it's like 10 or 11, as opposed to it being like 8 or 7. I feel like that's like older people. They're like, oh, we want to get out, go out and enjoy ourselves before things get really hectic, or like weird people start walking around on the streets.
Yeah, the freaks come out at night.
They do, especially on a full moon.
Yes, especially on a full moon.
What the fuck? Are you talking about freaks or werewolves, nigga?
All sorts of things. There's
full moon. The hell?
Yeah, all sorts of things come out on a full moon.
Yeah,
straight up.
Out there howling.
Yeah, that's
dogs be out there just, oh.
Dude, let me tell you a story about that. Where's Tico? I haven't heard him.
I'm here still.
Chime in, bro.
I'm listening.
Yeah, he's listening.
I got another story for you guys. So I got stuck in the middle of bumfucking nowhere one time because my car broke down. And I made the best of it by renting a Cadillac Escalade because I was in like a snowy area. I'm not going to go into details. Rocky Mountain National Park. So anyway, I basically got stuck right outside of Rocky Mountain National Park with a Cadillac Escalade as my rental vehicle. So I couldn't help it but go to Rocky Mountain National Park since I was going to be there for like a week, right? First off, it was on a day, not a holiday, a weekday. Nobody was there. I was able to, go throughout the park without any issues with the 4x4 and that sort of thing. And it was enjoyable. It was just like amazing. The constructs were taken off in a sense. So when you go vacation and that herd mentality, everybody's together and spending money and everything like that, you step outside of that and you're in the lonely section. You're on your own. And you just go out there and you're doing your own thing. And you're just having more fun. You're enjoying it. And now your pictures don't include the heads of others.
Yeah, you got some space, right? Some good
Precisely.
Space.
Yeah, usually when you do it by yourself, you get headspace and you get to do all the stuff that you want to do and not have to worry about scaring somebody else's mouth.
The best part was
until Sean Penn finds you.
The best part was, if anybody does go to Rocky Mountain National Park, there's this one area where there's a huge field. You can see it right off the road, right? If you camp inside of Rocky Mountain National Park, you're able to go inside through those roads from your campsite at nighttime. So in the summertime, around, I want to say 1 or 2 a.m., if you park off that main central path or the road in that field, that open area, and there's only one, you'll be able to tell which one it is. That's where they graze in nighttime. You'll be seeing caribou, deer, and the family integration of those herd animals right there in front of you. Like it's like watching the Discovery Channel right in front of you in live. So essentially, I parked the Cadillac Escalade right in that location, popped the sunroof, lit up my bong, and enjoyed the views. Over on top of me was the Milky Way, because the sky was completely clear, snow all around. The glow of the moon was gone because it basically had set, so I could see the Milky Way very clearly on top of me. And there was all these wonderful caribou, or not caribou, I forgot what I think they're caribou, but they're these humongous deer or antler things, and they're at Rocky Mountain National Park. That was right at the beginning of summertime last year.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the best parks I've visited.
Yeah, have you ever been up north to like Glacier in Montana? Those ones are pretty. Those have like a lot of pretty trails, especially when it gets snowy. Some really good photo opportunities up there.
You know, I got a great camera and a car that can take me anywhere I want, right? So that's on the radar for this summer for me. I think springtime I'm probably going to be shooting out to some of these places like Glacier and all that.
Glacier, you got to go to the Badlands, South Dakota. That stuff is like it's unbelievable. Everything's just so flat there.
That's when a double I bus goes online.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be posting travel videos?
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. I actually got quite a few travel videos that I'm going to be throwing up on the Lost Dad channel that I created. I just haven't had the music from someone. Hint, hint. Yam.
Oh,
you do music?
Yeah.
Oh, is it got what's up?
I need some music for my Lost Dad.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of music?
You just gotta ask me to send it to you.
Well, I don't want you to send
it.
I want you to help me bind the two and publish so I can get these videos up, the ones I've been promising everybody. Because I'll
get right on it.
I got footage from Joshua Tree.
Well, guys, I'm gonna have to call this live stream. I'm gonna do one tomorrow since I had technical difficulties and got started late, about the same time. So, y'all gonna be free tomorrow about the same time, 4:30ish?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be more free tomorrow because I was actually gonna leave like in 10 minutes anyways. So I got it. That's good for me.
All right.
Yeah, we'll pick up the live stream tomorrow, and hopefully there's no technical difficulties like today. Oh my God, that was ridiculous.
What happened?
All right, I'll take it easy.
Yeah, because I jumped in at like 26 minutes, and it seemed like he just got started.
Yeah, it just got started, literally. Yeah.
What happened?
There was a whole lot of problems. I had to use my laptop. I couldn't use the computer. The problem, and it's like it was just having technical difficulties after technical difficulties and shit not connecting like it was supposed to.
Do you have do you use VMs or anything like that?
Sometimes, yeah, for the most part.
Because what I've been working with is I have OSX on my laptop, right?
Mm-hmm.
With OSX, I fucking hate Apple. First of all, let me just say that out loud to everybody. Don't buy a Mac. You're just, everybody says, buy a Mac, you get artistic value and this and that. You can do everything you want. No, you can't. They've butchered it. They butchered the freaking operating system. They butchered this hardware. They've butchered everything. So anyway, with that said, I bought one of the last great MacBooks, and it works quite well for me. The hardware is quite well. Mac OS used to not take too much overhead, and because it didn't take too much overhead, now it does. I could run multiple VMs, and when I ran multiple VMs, what you're doing, like whenever you had a problem with the studio or anything like that, all you had to do is duplicate that VM to a state, just that you have a baseline on, so it works, and then you just put that one away as a backup, so you have that redundancy. So then you operate the original VM until it crashes or whatever, and then you just restore to that, that snapshot from before
if you really need changes. Right. That makes sense to me.
Okay.
Be a good way of doing it. That way you can just like take care of that stuff later. Like if it breaks down on you, you can just switch over to something really quick.
Correct, but you need the processing power to be able to do something like that.
Oh
so
yeah,
if you have
run
like
more VMs. Oh no, yeah, it's like you need like at least like an i7 or something like that.
Precisely, yes, i7 with at least 16 to 32 gigs of RAM. Probably want to do a good amount of SSD storage, but
yeah, probably like an Apple. Like maybe an Apple.
Well, that's why I said I have the MacBook Pro, and that's what I use it for. That's what I use it for, is the VM possibilities of it. I don't.
Oh,
use
with
it
the
for-
Retina display, it's just so
Yeah.
smooth.
It is, dude.
Doing anything on docs or pages, it's like, come on, boy, let's go.
So VMware is the one that you use to create the images. It's free, and with that I use Ubuntu, or I use Windows, and you can get free licenses for Windows.
Oh, cool.
So let me know, Tico, if you ever need me to jump in and give you some technical shit, buddy.
Definitely. That's going to be it for the live stream, guys. Even though there's zero people watching. Y'all have a good one. We'll do this tomorrow. Hopefully, no technical difficulties, and hopefully everything goes smoother.
No OXSHIT.
Yeah,
No OXSHIT.
signing off. This is Yam signing off. Live long.
You double I.
This is Double I. Thank you very much for everyone who's watching and will watch this. Sign off till next time.
Peace out, y'all.
See ya.